in the local government area of River State, where the late Group Chief Executive Officer of Access Holding PLC, Herbert Wigwe, hails from. Now, this is as residents took to the streets this morning to mourn his death and that of his wife and son. Isiokpo residents who wore black clothing marched through the streets singing mourning songs. Speaking to our correspondent, one of the community leaders, John Oporom, asked the U.S. government to ensure that the body of the late Herbert Wigwe, his wife and son, are sent down to Nigeria. Now, as you may know, the business mogul and his family were heading to Boulder City, Nevada from California in the United States on Friday night for Las Vegas ahead of the Super Bowl on Sunday when the helicopter crashed. The former chairman of Nigeria Exchange Group, Abimbola Ogunbajo, and 2 crew members also died in the crash. Preliminary reports suggest that the chopper crash was weather-related. Now, Herbert Wigwe, who was aged 57, was behind Wigwe University, which he was building in his hometown Isiokpo in the local government area of River State. He had told his people during his last visit to Isiokpo about his vision for the school.
I want to thank all of you, starting with our chairman, Isi, for what you people are doing here in Isiokpo. For everybody waiting here, this now on a project. We're going to go protect them with anything we want to get. No university will go there like this. No be for Nigeria, for Africa. On my life, on my children, nothing to compare to this university. All of our children, Yes. Now this school they will go.
The university was expected to kick off in September 2024. Away from that, a professor of development economics at the University of Port Harcourt, Olulu Robinson, is urging the River State government to prioritize developing new cities outside Port Harcourt. In an interview with our correspondent, Professor Robinson said the cities should be properly planned to avoid cases of breaking properties when building future projects. He also said new cities will decongest Port Harcourt metropolis, create jobs and strengthen the economy of the state.
The development of new cities in River State will create employment, ease traffic in Port Harcourt, and that is the beginning of expanding River State opportunities and economy. There are a lot of minerals and agricultural potentials in other parts of River State. The governor should bring out the map of the cities so that it will not be like Port Harcourt, that if you now want to develop a particular project, you have to break houses. This error should not be made in the new cities. The new cities should be planned in such a way that institutions are built where they are supposed to be.
Professor Robinson also said the development of new cities will curb insecurity in rural areas.
A major driver of crime and insecurity is unemployment and issues like lack of power and communication in the hinterland. Now, if we open up the hinterlands and build cities, that means there will be power, and a lot of our boys will now use power to do a lot of jobs. Since 1967, this master plan has been there. I think it's a project that Rivers people will like, and for us to bequeath it to the next generation.
Moving on, the chairman of Trade Union Congress TUC in Rivers State, Ikechukwu Onyefuru, says the labor union can do nothing to save Nigerians from the prevailing economic challenges. Speaking on Nigerian 4FM's Morning Crossfire today, Mr. Onyefuru urged Nigerians to wake up and take back their country by taking decisive actions.
We need to tell ourselves the truth. The plain truth is that we need a reorientation of heart for all Nigerians. How can a few politicians hold us to ransom and we all fold our hands and beat drums for them, sing music for them, praise them, churches, mosques, praise them, give them awards, and then you think that the country will be good? This country, Labour can do nothing until Nigerians wake up to the call to take back our country. Nothing can change.
Mr. Onyefuru also said the union's decision to embark on an indefinite strike after the 14-day ultimatum stems from the government's failure to address the pressing needs and concerns of Nigerians.
we issued 14 days ultimatum, and the position of Labour today is that if government fails to implement the items contained in the communique we signed on the 2nd of October last year, we will embark on an indefinite strike, not warning strike, indefinite strike. We've got to a point where we need to now embark on indefinite strike. When we embark on indefinite strike, at least government, those politicians will not be able to travel from one place to the other. Economic activities will be paralyzed.
In the meantime, the federal government is appealing to members of organized labor not to embark on its planned indefinite strike. Minister of State for Labor and Employment Nkiruka Onyejocha, briefing newsmen in Abuja, assured the labor union that the federal government was working on implementing all agreements reached when the subsidy on petrol was removed last year. Now, she maintained that President Bola Tinubu remained committed to the welfare of workers and also ensuring constant communication with organized labor. Recall that the labor unions had on Thursday last week threatened to commence a nationwide indefinite strike from Friday, February 23rd, 2024 if the agreement were not implemented. In another development, nurses under the aegis of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives Abuja chapter today protested against the new verification certification guidelines released by the Nigeria and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Now, the nurses express displeasure over what they describe as an attempt to hinder their freedom to pursue career opportunities and other rights. Recall that the National Association of Nigeria Nursery and Midwives on February 7 issued a circular revising the guidelines for requesting verification of certificates for nurses and midwives. Still to come, 4 killed in renewed attack on villages in Plateau State. Stay with us.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back after this.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. 4 persons were reportedly killed by suspected herdsmen in what looks like renewed attacks on 2 villages in Miango district of Basa local government area of Plateau State. The National Publicity Secretary of Iriwe Development Association, Davison Mallison, said the gunmen attacked Nkienja community early this morning and killed 3 persons. Now, he said 1 person was severely injured with machete cut and is receiving treatment at a medical facility. He said a 4th death was recorded in another attack on Tewe village on Saturday night. And now to business. Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited says it has completed the supply of over 475,000 barrels of crude oil to the Port Harcourt refinery. A statement signed by the media relations manager Abimbola Essien Nelson said the action is to aid the federal government's commitment to increase domestic refining capacity and make products more readily available in the country. And now in entertainment, American singer Usher has obtained a marriage license with girlfriend Jennifer Goycochea in Las Vegas. The union will mark Goycochea's first marriage and Usher's 3rd. In sports, President Bola Tinubu has hailed the Super Eagles for their performance in the final of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. Also, some Port Harcourt residents expressed mixed reactions following Nigeria's loss to Ivory Coast.
We were definitely sure that Nigeria was going to actually take the cup home, but everything took a standstill. Like the tensions were high, but our own captain actually gave it a 1-1.
Wetin me I think for the ball be say the Nigeria try well, and their way be. And then go soon win.
The keeper try well.
Everything I see for yesterday match, we say we try. Even for us, we know who the match, we try our best. Now God will get the luck. So as we get the luck, the second position we'll get to now, still better thing we'll get. We try for Nigeria. Our boys try. I'm happy if we will not be last, we will not be third, we'll be second. I like them. What of the people who don't come win anything? Because we don't reach our.
At least we reach a final. I know they easy now.
I did not expect that from them. They did not try.
But you should say Nigeria win, no. Nigeria no win, no. That one we say Nigeria never did better.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Indian police today blocked roads to stop farmers who were marching to New Delhi to press for better crop prices. The promise was made to them in 2021 when thousands of growers camped out on the major highways leading to the country's capital. Some government ministers are expected to meet farm union leaders today to avoid a repeat of the year-long protest. That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Shops were closed today at Isiokpo as people took to the street to mourn Rivers businessman Herbert Wigwe. Shell says it has supplied crude oil to the Port Harcourt refinery. University Dawn is advocating for new cities in Rivers State outside Port Harcourt. Abuja nurses today protested the new certificate verification guidelines, and on the foreign scene, Indian police have blocked roads to stop farmers from protesting. The news was edited by Martha Okirinkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.